Welcome back to Klemmbau. Today we'll be taking a closer look at two Miniso sets, the aerial ladder truck set 21011 and the fire command vehicle set 21012. I'll walk you through my building experience and share my thoughts on these sets. Have fun! Let's start with the basics. The aerial ladder truck comes with 56 pieces, while the fire command vehicle has 52 pieces. Both sets are recommended for ages 6 and up, and each is priced around €2.50. One neat feature is that both sets include a pullback motor, which adds a bit of fun to the finished models. Stick around until the end of the video where I'll test out the pullback motors to see how well they perform. Now let's unbox these sets and take a closer look at what's inside. The instructions are as minimal as it gets. Just one page printed on both sides. All the parts except for the pullback motor are packed together in a single plastic bag. It's a straightforward setup, giving you everything you need to build the model. As I built the aerial ladder truck, I can't help but notice that the size of this set reminds me of the Lego polybags. However, the price for the set is significantly lower. Despite the budget-friendly cost, the quality of the parts are surprisingly good. The colors are vibrant and the connection between the pieces are solid. The instructions are straightforward and very easy to follow. That said, I did run into a bit of trouble when attaching the wheels to the pullback motor. They required some extra effort to get into place. Interestingly, there was only one leftover piece, a 1x1 translate plate, which is uncommon for the set of this size. With the build complete, let's take a closer look at the aerial ladder truck. One of the features is that you can rotate the ladder and also lift and lower it, which adds some playability to the set. However, when I tested the pullback motor, I ran into a major issue. The assembly didn't move at all. The friction at the front wheels is stronger than the motor's power, completely stopping the truck from moving. Even giving it a push at the rear didn't help get it going. This malfunction is pretty disappointing, especially since the pullback motor is one of the main selling points of the set. Alright, now let's move on to the fire command vehicle. This one has a few pieces less than the aerial ladder truck, but the packaging is pretty much the same. Inside we have the same setup, a single sheet of instructions, and the pullback motor is separated from the rest of the bricks, just like the first set. As I build the fire command vehicle, I'm noticing a lot of similarities to the first set. The pieces are good quality and the colors are vibrant. The instructions, once again, are simple to follow, making the assembly process pretty smooth. One thing I did appreciate was how easy it was to connect the parts. Everything fits together well and the build comes together quickly. In fact, this set only took me about 3 minutes 30 seconds to complete, while the aerial ladder truck took me about 5 minutes. However, one thing I'd suggest is with the trans-red pieces at the end of the build. The instructions have you attach them towards the end, but I think it would be better to add them along with the translate roof tiles earlier in the process to avoid any difficulty. Now that the fire command vehicle is complete, let's take a quick look. The front of the set looks quite nice, with some decent details, but the rear part, well, it's pretty ugly. Now onto the pullback motor test. Unfortunately, I was once again disappointed. Just like the first set, the friction on the front wheels is too high, and the set couldn't move at all. It's frustrating, as this feature was a big part of the appeal for both sets. Here we have both the aerial ladder truck and the fire command vehicle side by side. They look nice on display with their unique designs, and although they have some cool features like the pullback motors, unfortunately both sets have the same issues with functionality. Despite that, they're still decent for the price, especially if you're looking for simple builds that don't break the bank. Since I'm really curious about how well the pullback motors work, I decided to replace the front axles and wheels with similar parts from Lego for both sets. For the aerial ladder truck, you'll need to remove a few more parts to access the axle, but it's still a relatively easy replacement. On the other hand, for the fire command vehicle, the front axle is much more accessible, making the swap quick and simple. And there you have it, both sets are moving and functioning as they should. Last but not least, let's see how far they can get without any obstacles. The aerial ladder truck covered about 4 meters, which I actually find quite impressive for such a small set. Next, we tested the fire command vehicle, and it reached a similar distance. Actually a bit better since I didn't hit anything. This really highlights how disappointing it is that the original axles and wheels don't work properly, especially considering how well they perform after simple replacement. Overall, these Miniso sets offer decent builds for the price, but unfortunately the pullback motors don't work as intended due to the high friction at the front wheels. After a simple modification they perform well, but it's disappointing that this wasn't the case out of the box. I hope this review helped you decide if the sets are worth it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.